What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, Pick Management, back with betting royalty, the Prince of Picks, off another fire night. He swept his picks last night, 25-9, his last 34 picks. No one is hotter in the NBA right now than my boy Payam. Payam, say hello to everyone and bask in the glory a little bit of another awesome night from
Yeah, man. Let me just dust my shoulders off a little bit here. 6-0 last two nights. As you said, 25-9. So I'm on fire right now, and got a few bets tonight. Actually, there's a lot of games tonight. So I got about a total of 8 bets that I'm looking to get into across 4 different games. So I got some props, got some totals, got some over unders and whatnot. So looking forward to get into it. And yeah, man, I'm trying to keep this streak going for everybody here.
you. All
So.
right. Right on. I got to tell everyone what I told you last night, what I discovered. So, Soccer Q Ash, who is my co host on Betting the Pitch, the other show on the Pick Management Podcast Network, is apparently the Q in her name stands for Queen because she was used to be known as the Queen of Soccer. And I had no idea. I have the Prince of Picks and the Queen of Soccer on my podcast network. It is unbelievable. I am so grateful to have these guys here. And who would have known that it was like it's a cosmically made for this to be happening. So when I read that last night, my head kind of exploded. So I just had to share that with everyone before I let Payam dig into his best bets because we know he's going to drop some fire and you're going to want to tail these. So Payam, dig right in. You got a lot of bets, so let's get to it.
Yeah, man, you have true betting royalty here with you. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. First up, 7 p.m. Eastern tip. We're going to go to Charlotte where the Hornets are going to be hosting the New York Knicks. The Knicks are currently ranked second defensively in the league. Meanwhile, the Hornets have the 28th ranked offense. So you got two teams, one who's an excellent defensive team, one who's a very poor, offensive team. Excuse my voice, I'm going through it a little bit. Might go in and out. Sorry if you. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Sorry. The Hornets also have the 26th ranked defense in the league as well. So, Hornets are just a really bad team. 28th ranked offense, 26th ranked defense. Also, Hornets in their 3 games versus the Knicks, they lost by 24, 14, and 22. So they got blown out all 3 times already. And also, they have not scored over 108 in all 3 games versus the Knicks this season. So not only are they not getting blown out, but they're not scoring many points against them. Also, the Hornets are the worst defensive team defending a 3-point shot. So for all those reasons, I'm going to be on Knicks minus 7.5. I'll lay it minus 110. I'm also going to be on Hornets team total under 110.5. That's at minus 155. Then I'm going to be on Jalen Brunson over 2.5 threes. That one's going to be at minus 135. I think with no Randall, Jalen Brunson is going to get a ton of volume here. And with the Hornets being a terrible defensive team defending the 3, I like Jalen Robinson to get his over on his 3-point props. So those are my 3 bets. Did you have anything for this one?
I do. What? So you had Knicks minus 7.5, Brunson over 2.5 threes, and then what was the other one?
Hornets team total under 110.5.
Charlotte under 110.5. Yeah, so I am on. Honestly, I'm basically on the same thing here. The Knicks team total is only at 114.5, which I think is just crazy because we have seen the Knicks just dominate the Charlotte team. 6-0 straight up the last 6 games, regardless for the Knicks. But 5-1 straight up the last 6 against Charlotte, and 4-1 against the spread. And Charlotte has seen the over hit in 5 out of the last 7 games, so they are giving up points while not scoring many points. So I think we see the team total go over here and the Knicks in a blowout.
Yep, right with you. Okay, next up, another 7 p.m. Eastern tip. We're going to go to Cleveland where the Cavs are going to be taking on the red-hot LA Clippers. Clippers, so far this season, 81% wins as a favorite. There's 75% wins on the money line against the Eastern Conference, and they are 71% on the money line as a road favorite. So you have 3 trends here that are heavily in favor of the Clippers on the money line trends. They're also 13-2 in their last 15 games overall. So they are the hottest team in the league currently. The Cavs, they're on a nice little hot streak themselves. They've won 9 of their last 10, I believe. But, I just think the Clippers are a better team here. I think the Clippers are rolling. And I think they're going to be a really, really tough team to beat going down the stretch. and including the playoffs. I mean, this is a team that, as a Phoenix Suns fan, that I'm actually kind of worried about because with the way that they're rolling right now and the way they play defense, they're going to be a really, really tough team to contend with going forward. So also the Cavs as a home underdog, they're just 1-4 on the money line. So for all those reasons, I'm just going to take the Clippers money line here. Minus 135. We're going to keep it simple. I think the Clippers win this one outright. Did you have anything for this?
I don't. I was looking at the Cavs just because the Cavs have a pretty good record against the Clippers. They're 15-5 their last 20 against them straight up. And then Cavs are 9-1 straight up their last 10 games overall. But it's just a wash for me. I might be taking a look at the over here, so check the socials later for an official play on that. But right now, it's a pass for me.
Sure. Okay. Next up, 7:30 p.m. Eastern tip. We're going to go to the Utah Jazz, where they're going to Brooklyn to take on the Brooklyn Nets. Let's see. So in this game, the home favorite and away dog trends would suggest that Brooklyn is the play here. However, I'm going to go with the eye test here. I think the wrong team is favored. You can tell me if that's changed, Jacob. I got Utah at +1. Is that still the case? If you can double check that for me.
Utah is now -1. It flipped to the favorite.
Flipped. See, okay, that's what I thought. That's why I said wrong team favorite. So that's fine. With Utah taking -1, still a good bet. I just think Utah's a better team here. Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn's number is a little bit inflated based on their win over Houston in their last game. But if anyone watched that game, Brooklyn was up by 28, and they did everything they could to blow that game to Houston. They ended up winning by 2. Houston won on a 26-point run there, but they couldn't finish the job. But this Brooklyn team is just a bad team. And I trust the Jazz here. Jazz are rolling. Jazz are, again, not going to keep bringing this up, but I was one of the few ones that was on the Jazz back in December when they started getting healthy, and I'm still riding with them. So I'm going to take Utah. I'm keeping it at +1 at -110. If it's at -1 now, I'd still take it. So, or I'd just take the money line. But yeah, that's going to be my play for that one. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm on the same thing. I love the Jazz here. I'm on them just the money line -115. They've really owned Brooklyn as of late. They're 13-6 straight up their last 19 games. That includes 13-6 against the spread. And Utah's also 14-5 straight up their last 19 games, including 9-2 against the spread the last 11. So I mean, they're playing great ball, taking on this Brooklyn team. Yes, they're at home, but they're just 3-11 the last 14 against Western Conference. 2-7 in their last games in January, 3-12 straight up overall their last 15, and they've only covered in 4 out of their last 20 games overall. So Brooklyn's just not playing well, and they're playing a good Jazz team right now, and I just don't understand this line. So I feel like the books are baiting us to take the Jazz, and I am biting. So hopefully we don't get screwed over by Utah tonight, but I'm all over Jazz too, -115.
Yep, all right, with you. Okay, and then finally for me, we're going to go to an 8 p.m. Eastern tip. Where the Washington Wizards are going to go to San Antonio to take on the San Antonio Spurs. This is the toilet bowl of the night. Both teams are bottom 4 defensively. Spurs, they've won 2 in a row. Meanwhile, the Wizards is just 2-12 in their last 14 overall. The Wizards, they lost to the Spurs back on January 20th. And the Wizards are also the worst rebounding team in the league. So for all those reasons, I think the Spurs win this one. I like Spurs money line -170. I'm also going to take the game total over 241.5. That was at -105. I think we see a lot of points here with 2 bad defensive teams. And then I'm also going to take Victor Wembanyama over 11.5 rebounds. That one is at -140, and I'm talking slow, so Jacob has a chance to type these plays in.
All right, so I got all of those. I am not on anything in this game. I was writing down all your plays, but yeah, I can't touch anything in this game. I do like the Wemby rebounds. He is really, establishing himself as a star in the league, but yeah, I'm not touching this one.
Okay, and he doesn't have a minutes restriction anymore. So, yeah, that's all for me. Yep. So I'll pass it over to you. You can
I do have a couple more plays. So I'm going to the Boston versus Pelicans game. I am going to be on the over 234 in this game. I just think that we're going to see a real offensive show. I get Boston as a pretty big favorite here at 8.5 now. But at home, Boston 20-2. The over, though, it's really at 500, but we've seen the over hit in 6 out of the last 9 games for New Orleans, including 4 out of the last 5 on the road. And we have seen a lot of unders hit for Boston lately, that just because they've been blowing teams out, but I don't think they're going to blow out this Pelicans team. I think it's going to be a really high scoring game. Boston still might cover, but it could be like a 145-120 game. I just kind of have a feeling it's going to be a game like that. This is more of a gut play on a competitiveness that I just don't think New Orleans is going to lay down and take this one. So I'm going to be on the over 234 in this one. And then just 2 more plays for me. Same kind of thought here. I'm going to the OKC versus Minnesota game. I get that Minnesota is such a great defensive team, and that these 2 teams play each other pretty tough. But OKC at home, they're a dominant team. I get that Minnesota on the road, the under is hitting 5 out of the last 6, but the total here is only 224. And we've just seen, these teams be able to put up points. And while they've been shutting down their opponents, they've been putting up points. So I think it's going to be, kind of the stark contrast. I think this is going to be more of an offensive game than people think. And then lastly, I'm going to take Dallas at home on the money line, minus 175. I just think, Dallas at home right now, taking on an Orlando team on a back-to-back. Just played Phoenix last night, who they beat, but that's a tough game. Dallas is off a home loss to the Kings, and I don't see them losing 2 home games in a row, especially playing a Magic team off a back-to-back. Magic off a back-to-back are 4-4 and 1, while the Mavs are 20-18 after a day off. So a little bit in our favor there, but I will be taking the Mavs to get the job done at home. But to recap, Payam is on the Knicks -7, Jalen Brunson over 2.5 threes, Charlotte team total under 110.5, Clippers money line, Jazz -1, San Antonio -170, San Antonio versus the Wizards over 240.5, and Wembanyama over 11.5 rebounds. I am on Boston.
Real quick, let me interrupt you. Jazz +1, not -1. It's Jazz +1.
Oh, okay. Jazz +1? Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to stick with that. All right. So Jazz +1.
Yep.
I am on Boston, New Orleans over 234. I'm on Jazz money line. I'm on OKC, Minnesota over 224. I'm on the Knicks team total over 114.5 and -7. And I'm on the Mavericks money line. So that's going to do it for us. Payam, let the people know where they can find you.
Yep. You guys can follow me on X and also on TikTok at PrinceofPix10.
Awesome. You guys can find me pretty much daily now on Driving the Line with Jonathan Coachman and Alan Bell. I was just on there giving out some free soccer plays, so make sure to check that out. Make sure you join the Pick Management Discord. Free to join. You get extra content and stuff from me and Payam and Ash, and we'll be adding some other people. And now you can find me every single day with Ball is Life and Ball is Life bets. I'm going to be in their Discord, writing articles for them, like 6 days a week now. So big things in the Pick Management world. And yeah, again, I am Jacob at Pick Management across all socials. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. This has been the NBA Betting Insiders, and we will see you later.
It's all mathematics. Mighty most definitely. It's simple mathematics.